Hello and welcome to my channel. For today's Pick a Candle wax reading, the two options are the white bowl with the black candle and the purple bowl with the green candle. I'm going to begin now with option 1. Hello option 1. You chose the white bowl with the black candle. Let's see what's going on for you. With this one little dot, I feel like you've been feeling kind of lonely, kind of like you're all to yourself, isolated. Things may have been kind of messy in some form or fashion. I'm getting some chaotic energy. But I get the feeling that's not really from you. Maybe you're trying to avoid the chaotic energy and that's why you're off to yourself. I'm seeing something that reminds me of the male anatomy, so someone may be acting like one of those. I just got a black heart-shaped symbol. Somebody may be acting pretty cold. But I also get the impression that you're not quite as alone as you think. There's probably some other people who would love to hear from you or love to interact and maybe give you a little bit of a boost, help improve your mood. They probably are going through some stuff too, and y'all can help each other out. You may have had to deal with some people lately. I see something that reminds me of a crab, which reminds me of the saying of, crabs in a bucket. One person tries to elevate themselves and then the other ones try and drag them down back into the bucket. I can understand if you were a little bit reticent, not really eager to reach out to other people when you've been dealing with those kind of people. But I think that if you were to engage with some other people, maybe some people who have some kind of common interest, you might be able to find some people that you could hang out with to improve your mood. And I also seen the picture, kind of a image of a cat's head. So if you can spend some time with a cat, even if it's not your own, maybe there's a cat cafe or something, or spend some time with other pets that you may have or that friends have. I think that'll help. I just got an impression of a moon and also an impression of a bird. And I think that this, whatever full moon that you're watching this on, although I'm filming this during the full moon eclipse, any full moon that you could be releasing some stuff that'll also help you feel better, make you feel more free. And this wax, for some reason, we're getting a whole lot of little tiny dots of wax instead of just the usual bigger ones. And they remind me of seeds. And I think, well, it's two things that's coming to mind. First of all, I think that you're planting a lot of seeds that can sprout into good things for you. So try not to be pessimistic. Go ahead and plant those seeds. Maybe if it is a full moon, do some research up until the next new moon for the next couple weeks. And think about what kind of seeds you want to plant. And then the other thing, it's also reminding me of poppy seeds. If y'all have a workplace where they test you, see if you've been partaking of any questionable substances, poppy seeds will show up on those kinds of tests as opiates. So just if you have any inkling that there may be one of those tests, do not eat anything with poppy seeds. You may get a false positive on one of them tests. I'm getting an impression now of Wolfman and Dracula. Some of you may like horror movies, the old classic ones. I used to watch a lot of those when I was a kid. I'm thinking there's something very important about Halloween time. There may be something looming that seems like it's going to be something very dark and unpleasant, but it's actually not going to be that bad. I'm not sure what it's going to be. It's going to be different for each person, but it's not going to be that bad. And with this black, it's turning into almost like a cabochon look. It makes me think that some obsidian or tourmaline might be helpful and protective right now. And also I think that this event that's looming may actually be protective in some way, or that you will be protected from it in some way. And this is kind of random, but for those of you who are into scrying or who have always wanted to learn how to do scrying, getting a black mirror right now might be a good time for that. Please be safe about doing that. Make sure you know what you're doing. Maybe get someone who knows what they're doing to help you with learning that. And I just moved over to a space where there was just water. You may be looking for something that's more of a blank slate, that's rather than something that's got everyone else's touch or everyone else's energy. Well, if you're getting a black mirror, make sure it's a brand new one. It's not one that somebody else has been using, for one. But I'm also getting the feeling that you would like to start something over or start something clean and fresh without anyone else's interference. And I'm getting that that's not going to be as difficult as you might think. It's just setting aside some time to do whatever it is. Maybe doing a little research into what it is that you want to do. And also I'm getting the impression of glasses, like you need some clarity. And you might be clarity as to why you even want to do this thing. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying, what is it that you're trying to get out of it so that you'll have a better idea of how you want to approach it. So if it's for fun, make sure it's something where it's going to be engaging, but it's uses a sustainable amount of energy, not so much that you end up tired and irritable, and it makes the activity not fun. I just saw a fleur-de-lis, which then got obliterated real quick. The fleur-de-lis was a thing that often, I think it would, well, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it represented French royalty. So I'm going to go with that interpretation. It could be that someone is trying to basically tell you you ain't all that. Just ignore that stupid person or people. You just do you to the best of your ability. I've also got the impression of a bee. And bees go from flower to flower. So I'm getting the idea that if you have more than one interest, one hobby, or more than one business idea, you don't have to focus on only one. You can do more than one thing. You may have to be careful about how you budget your time, but you can do more than one thing. All right, I think that's it for option 1. I'm going to move on now to option 2. Hello, option 2. You chose the purple bowl and the green candle. Let's see what's going on for you. I'm seeing the moon more than once. I think if you're watching this on a full moon, that this will actually be a time of growth for you. Normally, full moons are a time of releasing, but I think you may see some growth happening over the next couple of weeks in something that you've been working on. And I'm seeing a duck. This reminds me of the saying, off of, water off a duck's back. You may have to be very focused and ignore people and whatever BS they may try to throw at you. Um, this is strange, but I'm seeing a dinosaur, but I'm thinking more like a kid's toy. I'm not sure how that's relevant. It may be specific to like just one or two people who may be watching this. There could be something revolving around children. I think there's something around a gifted child in your life. There may be a gifted child. Either you are potentially giving birth to one if you're pregnant, or if you have any nieces, nephews, other children in your life, there could be a very gifted child around you. And because of that, they may be a little different and may need a little extra attention because they may not relate as well to other kids. And they may also need more mental stimulation because they get bored easier. And a bored child is more likely to get into trouble. So keep that in mind if you have children around you. I'm drawn to the shadows that are appearing in the bowl underneath the wax. I think there may be something, because of the perspective that you're looking at it from, it looks much bigger and darker than it actually is. I don't think you need to really worry too much when it comes to things right now, unless you're dealing with something that I don't see that's like obviously a big problem. But right now I'm seeing pretty much just everyday normal kinds of issues. Nothing big or scary is coming at you that I can see. And for those who have a garden, now is the time to plant any fall plants that you like, bulbs for spring, or start any, like cabbages or some other thing that you want to plant. For fall harvest. Also getting a turtle. I'm getting the impression to work slow and steady on whatever your endeavors are right now. That's the best way to go about bringing things to fruition, and try to enjoy the journey. And that you will be protected. I'm getting the impression of mermaids, which are I'm getting the impression of like sirens, the type that lure people into the depths and drown them. I think for the most part you're not going to have to deal with too much of that stuff. It seems to be far away from you, but just know that there are those kinds of things lurking, but in the distance. So as long as you're focused on what's in front of you and don't stray too far off of your normal path for a while, you should be good to go. Don't let people lure you into dumb stuff. You keep doing what you normally do. Take care of your own stuff. I'm getting the impression that this is not really the time to do stuff that's too out of the ordinary for you. That will come later. Probably in about 3 to 4 months. In this particular season, I think you're just supposed to stick to what you already know, what you already want to do. Don't try to push, just move slowly and steadily forward. I'm getting the impression of a snail, and I understand that for some people it may seem like a very slow way to do things, and you may get a little impatient, but building slowly and steadily will help you have a better foundation for whatever you do in the future. It'll make it more solid, more stable. It'll also make it easier for you to notice any little hiccups and things before they turn into a real problem. I'm getting the impression of like a round bubble kind of building up. I think that right now you're just basically, for the most part, supposed to stay in your little bubble, and you just do you, and slowly and surely build for yourself. And try to enjoy the journey and not be quite as focused on the destination. Alright, I think that's all for option 2. Hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye for now.